Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I am William.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons.
And today we are covering Iggwilv the Witch Queen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
Hey, Brian.
Iggwilv the Witch Queen
Indeed.
on the cover of the Tasha's book.
Yes. I mean,
Because
technically,
it's Tasha.
she's Persona Tasha on the regular cover and Persona Iggwilv on that special alternative cover.
Yes, the only one I know.
Oh yeah, that's the one you have, right?
How are you, Will?
I'm doing good. I'm a little less sick. My cough's a little bit more under control.
As time travelers, we've recorded the next episode.
While I was sicker.
Yes.
Yes.
and so this is the episode airing after your return.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So welcome back.
Time. It works strangely.
It works strange when you record weird.
Yes, indeed. Well, Brian, today is a special day.
Indeed.
It's the Patron voted episode day.
Indeed.
That's right. Every month we will be having an episode suggested and voted on by our good patrons over on Patreon. And this month they have voted for none other than the Witch Queen herself, Iggwilv. Now, Iggwilv has a long and storied history throughout not just her original material plane of O-Earth, which is Greyhawk, but the entire multiverse. She isn't the first character we've covered with this concern, though, and she won't be the last. So let's get into it.
Cool. Just before we do that, if you want a hand on that voting ball, go to patreon.com/thedungeoncast. It really helps us out. It's like our main way of
Surviving.
getting through.
Indeed.
Yeah, we fund a lot of projects with Patreon money, and we have like a lot of cool stuff going on there.
We do.
If you want to get more involved with the show or get more show or get episodes early and stuff. But
the current vote for December is ongoing right now, and an introduction to Dragonlance is in the lead by quite the margin.
yeah, so if you don't want to hear that,
Yeah, get in there and let us know.
go throw us some bones. Thanks a lot.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right. So Iggwilv the Witch Queen is an Earthian archmage and demonologist. She's considered one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse, on par with even demon lords. She has many alternative names. On Earth, she has been called the Witch Queen of Perrinland and the Mother of Witches. Her aliases include the prodigal wizard Tasha, or Natasha the Dark, and the archfey Zybilna of Prismeer. Iggwilv is most known throughout the cosmos for famously writing the Demonomicon of Iggwilv, the most thorough and blasphemous tome of demonology in the multiverse. Later in life, she created her own Domain of Delight in the Feywild and has ascended as one of the plane's powerful archfey. Now, we're going to talk about that because it's very, very tightly tied in with the... what's it called? The Fey adventure they came out with earlier.
Wild
year?
Beyond the Witchlight?
Wild Beyond the Witchlight. She's super in tied with that entire adventure. So there'll be
That's awesome.
spoilers for that one later.
Okay, so she's Demon Lord powerful, but tied to the Fae mostly?
No, not mostly. The Fey thing is super fucking new. That's like super goddamn
nice.
new.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, you have a book called the Demonomicon.
Yeah, up to this point, she has been like in it with the demons.
Okay,
like,
cool.
All up in them demon politics.
Damn,
in
welcome-
the grossest of ways we're going to talk about.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
We be doing demon
Shout
shit
out to
here.
Demogorgon.
Shout out to Demogorgon.
In a way, you and I are much like Iggwilv.
Yeah, we're even writing a book.
We are. We're writing a book. It has nothing to do with demons, but yes. So the exact appearance of Iggwilv is truly unknown and subject to wildly varying accounts. Some describe her as a ravishing beauty, while others claim she is a bald and hideous crone. Those depicting her as young tell of a brunette in a classic witch's hat and robes, of a raven-haired enchantress with eyes of blackest night, of a woman young and lovely, but with hair as white as winter. In fact, they were all accurate because Iggwilv was one of the most powerful spellcasters of all time, and she can look how she wants when she wants. So there that is.
Mm-hmm.
But most recent sources state that the Witch Queen appears as a beautiful human woman with raven hair that eventually went stark white. Even after becoming an archfey, she still retains a human-like appearance.
It's like the character creation in video games. You can just like sort of tweak color, size.
Absolutely.
Hair.
Yes, and that's what she does.
She's just doing that constantly.
She goes back to that character creation mirror and she just redoes it.
That's what I would be doing, honestly.
Absolutely. If I could, I would too.
She sounds a lot like Maleficent in this descriptive paragraph here.
I could see some parallels here and there with that.
She's absolutely doing character creation on herself, canonically.
I haven't seen the Maleficent movies. I am only familiar with the Sleeping Beauty movie.
Yeah, she turns into like an old lady in that one.
She does.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, absolutely.
You think that's the end of it?
No,
You think
that's
that she can
that's
just?
that's not.
It's
Well,
either
she does turn into a dragon, so no, it's
yeah.
not the end of
Well,
it.
that's a polymorph. But do you
That
think
is a
she's either like crazy, tall, horned, and dark, or do you
That
think
would
she
be fun. Let's
just
build-
old ladies?
we
Just
should-
one or the other.
We should definitely build Maleficent on one of our episodes when we find the subclass that's right for her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we should. Okay. Across the telling of her tales, Iggwilv is most often characterized as a selfish, evil-aligned magic user with much power and a penchant for sexual manipulation.
Oh my.
I will let you and the audience be the judge of that, but I will say that without a doubt, Iggwilv is very much defined by her unwavering and fierce ambition. And that ambition and the success it has seen has made Iggwilv one of the most dangerous and accomplished persons in all of D&D.
So far, so good. We're hitting all the right beats for Big Bad here.
Oh, definitely. Also, I think, well, we'll see what you think by the end of it. She could serve as like a big neutral, if you will.
A big neutral.
Big dangerous neutral who like could be the bad if you cross her wrong, but so long as you don't, she'll just remain the big neutral.
Okay, so big BBN, so big beautiful
the
neutral.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big bad neutral. Sorry,
Big beautiful neutral.
big beautiful neutrals.
Iggwilv was born centuries ago to unknown parents in the world of O-Earth. Again, that's Greyhawk. Little is known of her life during this time. But what is known is that for some reason, Iggwilv was adopted by the legendary witch Baba Yaga as a young child and renamed her Natasha.
John Wick.
What?
There's that scene in the first John Wick pretty early on where he's like, we call him, or no, it's not Baba Yaga, who we send to kill the Baba Yaga.
I don't remember that part of the movie, but I believe you.
I don't know why I'm on John Wick so much.
John
lately.
Wick's a good movie. I
Yeah.
have to rewatch it because I don't remember that part.
Pretty good.
Baba Yaga is from like Eastern European folklore and stuff. You're
Right,
familiar
yeah.
with the concept, right?
Like I think
Oh,
the
little old
dude in
lady
the
who lives
movie
in a
is like
hut with chicken
Romanian or
legs.
something.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Giant chicken legs. The hut walks. Anyways, moving on. Many of Iggwilv's earliest memories are of the Feywild, which she was for the longest time resentful for. The Feywild, though beautiful and magical, is also full of frequent occurrences of bizarre and unpredictable natural phenomenon, which I'm sure as a child can be quite traumatizing.
Yeah, totally.
Feywild's not a fun place most of the time. It makes you think it is for a moment, and then it isn't.
It's whimsical,
Yeah.
and that can get
in
crazy.
almost a cruel way.
It's like when you get on the teacups at Disneyland or Knott's Berry
Yeah,
Farm,
and
or
you
something
think it's
like
gonna be
that.
fun.
Yeah, but then somebody starts really cranking the
Yeah,
cup, and
exactly.
you're going way too fast.
Welcome to the Feywild.
Yeah, welcome to the Feywild, where like you could vom.
You probably will fall. Under Baba Yaga's tutelage, Natasha grew into a talented spellcaster and soon became known as Natasha the Dark. In contrast to her sister, quote unquote, adopted daughter of Baba Yaga, Elena the Fair. Now, we aren't going to talk about Elena again, so I will just say here that Elena the Fair is an extremely powerful, lawful good sorceress who ended up at odds with her entire adopted family of, we'll say, less than good people.
Yeah, sure.
Despite-
Neutral at best.
Yeah, neutral at best. Despite Iggwilv both hating Elena and not being the nicest person on the planet herself, she refuses to cause harm to her adopted sister in any way, shape, or form. Family is family in the Baba Yaga household, it would seem.
Okay, I mean that's cool in its own way.
It's a character. I don't know much about her. We're not going to talk any more about her, but she exists. And in case you're interested, you guys can go look into that.
Yeah, if you need like a Deus Ex Machina force of good to show up to stop Iggwilv in your campaign.
She is the oh god, what's the good witch in the north in Wizard of Oz?
Glinda?
She's the Glinda to Iggwilv's Alphaba.
It's Glinda, huh? Like
It's Glinda, yeah.
not Glenda.
Not Glenda, it's Glinda.
Is
Yeah.
Glenda a name?
Glinda is a name. I have an aunt Glinda.
Okay, there you go. There you have it.
Moving on. Iggwilv's path to greatness began in the dancing hut of Baba Yaga, where she was taught dark magic and forbidden incantations, including how to summon demons at the age of 10. Eventually, she had learned all she could under her mother's tutelage and set off into the world.
Is that a hag thing? Summoning demons?
It can be night hags. Night hags kind of like consort with the lower planes, while a lot of the other hags tend to be more like fae stuff.
Do hags like, because they're hags, right? We're talking about hags right now.
Baba Yaga's a hag, yeah.
Yeah, so
in this context.
They kind of move between whatever it is they want. Like if a hag wanted to start doing demon shit, they would become a night hag. Is that how that works?
I haven't seen that, but like if I were to see that, I'd be like, oh, that kind of tracks.
A neutral hag finds a book,
A neutral hag.
like a bad book, and it's like, oh, you can summon demons with this book? Well, maybe I'll just start, chapter 1 and not go any farther. And then, all of a sudden they're in,
I'll go as far as to say, like, hags don't not consort with demons.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
So Iggwilv ended up in the free city of Greyhawk after this, where she went by the more familiar Tasha and joined the Company of Seven, an adventuring group whose members would later achieve great fame and power. Zagig, oh god, here's the name. Zagig Regine. How would you say this name?
Irrigine?
Oh, that's so good. I should have asked you first.
Usually when a Y is at the front,
You're right, yeah. Okay, Zagig
yeah.
Irrigine. How did you say it?
Irrigine?
Irrigine.
I could see Irrigine, I guess.
Irrigine, we'll go. Zagig Irrigine, a wizard in the party, took on Tasha as an apprentice and lover.
Ooh.
And it was, I'm going to take you on as an apprentice and a lover.
I will teach you everything I know.
No, it was during this time that she wrote the tome Lore of Subtle Communication, which included the infamous Tasha's Hideous Laughter spell.
Oh, nice.
Among others.
Among others.
Among others.
How to sex.
Together, the spellcasters imprisoned the demon lord Fraz-Urb'luu.
What?
To Castle Greyhawk.
That's crazy. That's like super canonical to the Greyhawk setting, right?
Yep,
so it was them. We've probably touched on that, huh?
We have in the Fraz-Urb'luu episode. Demon lord of Sick Gains.
That's Fraz?
That's Fraz.
I always mix up who's getting the sickest gains because Baphomet is always getting sick gains as well, right?
Always have the sick gains. Well, Fraz-Urb'luu is actually the demon lord of lies and illusions, but he's fucking ripped.
Yeah,
he's just jacked.
He looks like a gargoyle, kind of.
He does.
Yeah,
Gargoyle-esque.
like Goliath from the
like
show
Goliath
Gargoyles
from the show
from 1990s.
Sure, absolutely. So they imprisoned Fraz-Urb'luu. Tasha learned many secrets from him. This began in Iggwilv's fascination with demon lords. It's going to come up a lot later.
Hell yeah, we like demon lords. It's Year of the Fiend. This is very
Year of the
fitting.
Fiend. It is very fitting. You're right.
Damn, why does it feel like it's been a long time since we've done Fiend stuff? Is it because we did our spooky month?
It's because of spooky month. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that was fiendish, encompassing, but
it
not
was fiend adjacent.
Yeah, it was evil.
It was
spooky.
It was definitely evil.
It wasn't fiendish. It was the
fiendish.
specific category. No. Well, I mean, we do what we want in October, which is spooky
exactly.
shit.
Not only did we do spooky stuff in October, but then we, out of chronology, we've just recorded the expert classes episode.
Right.
So now it's been 4 weeks in another week, so 5 weeks.
Next episode, we're covering D&D 1's expert classes.
Yes.
Which
Spoilers.
is not, we've recorded it, but we have not.
Absolutely.
With our special guest.
Indeed.
Dagonzo.
All right, let's get back to it.
Okay.
She located Fraz-Urb'luu's half-human son later, Sojakanth?
Sajkanth? Or maybe it's
Sajkanth.
Sakanth.
Sakanth.
Less
I like
J.
Sakanth. I like that.
Sakanth.
Sakanth, a famous and powerful wizard known for checking the schemes of Orcus Graz'zt and Tharizdun.
Oh, and Tharizdun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Though this was under false pretenses, as he did so to further his own father's schemes. Remember, his dad is Fraz-Urb'luu.
Right.
She found, how do we say it again?
Sokanth.
Sokanth. She bound Sokanth to her service, using him as her slave for generations.
Oh, wow.
So now she's got Fraz-Urb'luu's son as a slave.
Yeah, and he's in with like some of the no's of these other demon
he's not
lords,
really in with them. He has actively countered them on the material plane multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, like he spies on them, right?
Yes,
that's
absolutely,
dope.
yeah.
He knows how to do that.
That's true. Iggwilv eventually summoned and imprisoned the demon lord Graz'zt.
Mm-hmm.
She managed to seduce the demon lord into helping her with her plans of conquest and went on to bear him a son.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Ayaz, who went on to become a demon god of deceit, evil, oppression, pain, and wickedness.
Okay,
That's
you
her
go.
son.
Well, I mean, we've got like demigods like all over the place here, right?
Yeah.
So she just basically made a demi-demon.
So yeah, she birthed a half demon lord Cambion.
Right. Okay.
Who, in his own right, rose to power and became a demon god.
Sweet.
A demigod, yeah. With Graz'zt's help, Iggwilv went on to build an army to attack and control the nation of Perrinland, which she dominated and ruled for 10 years from her secret lair in the lost caverns of Sokanth. Soon after, Iggwilv accidentally let Graz'zt escape her control, resulting in an epic battle between the two, where Iggwilv ultimately, though barely, came out victorious.
That tracks.
Mm-hmm. Graz'zt fled to his abyssal home, and the weakened Iggwilv suffered a damaged psyche and great loss of personal power.
Also tracks.
Yeah. Upon hearing this, the oppressed Perrinland subjects took up arms and defeated her forces, regaining their nation. Good
Absolutely.
For them. You go, Perrinland.
Good job, Perrinland.
Get it back.
You did a good one.
For a while, Iggwilv was presumed dead. Her son, Ayaz, became a demigod and started the Greyhawk Wars.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, indeed. It was then the Queen of Witches reemerged with a restoration of her powers and aided her prodigal son.
You doing a war in here?
Yeah,
I'm back, baby.
I'm great at wars.
That sounds good.
She once again attempted to summon and bind Graz'zt, but this time the Demon Lord could find her with him in the abyss instead.
Oh, she got greedy.
Dun, dun, dun.
So her and her son.
No,
Or
no,
both of them.
No,
Both
just
of them.
her. Just her. Her son is being her son off elsewhere. He actually has some horrible stuff that happens to him later.
Oh, okay. Because it says Demon Lord can find her with him in the abyss.
With him. Graz'zt can find her with him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, cool.
During her stay in the abyss, Iggwilv became extremely knowledgeable about the political hierarchy and goings on between the various powers within. And she wrote all she learned down. Iggwilv is probably most famous for one of the biggest literary contributions to the wizarding world, the Necronomicon of Iggwilv, an expansive treatise documenting the abyss's infinite layers and inhabitants.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty fucking cool. The Demonomicon of Iggwilv is the most thorough and blasphemous tome of demonology in the multiverse. The tome recounts both the oldest and most current profanities of the abyss and demons. Demons have attempted to censor the text, and while sections have been ripped from the book's spine, the general chapters remain, ever revealing demonic secrets.
Can you imagine Demogorgon reading this book and being like, "You can't say that. You can't say this.
You can't let them know that about
This
me.
page shouldn't be in here.
That's private information."
We need to find all the copies of this book immediately."
So, and the book holds more than blasphemies. Caged behind lines of script roils a secret piece of the abyss itself, which keeps the book up to date no matter how many pages are removed.
No. I keep ripping it out. And then I go to read it and it's back. And I swear to God, there's the page on the floor.
And it longs to be more than a mere reference material, whatever that means. It was during her stay that she and Graz'zt formed the most toxic power couple in the history of D&D.
Oh, cool.
I will not get into the details, but let's just say that
nasty.
Graz'zt had not forgotten everything Iggwilv had put him through during his captivity, and he made sure she didn't either.
Yikes.
But after God knows how much debaucherous torture / pleasure they put each other through, Graz'zt and Iggwilv came to understand that they loved nothing more than hating each other, and they hated nothing more than loving each other. And to the dismay and detriment of the Dark Prince's consorts, Iggwilv was set free to roam the halls of his palace and scheme at his side.
He's just like, okay, that's enough. Just go do what you want.
Yeah, but also help me. Her counsel and extraordinary knowledge of demonology guided Graz'zt's campaigns of manipulation and conquest. Iggwilv frequently banished trusted advisors of the Dark Prince's enemies to the material world, where they would wreak untold havoc. Such was her power that she could summon entire legions of lesser demons away from the field of battle, leaving Graz'zt's enemies with insufficient forces to withstand the Dark Prince's assault. These displaced demonic legions would appear elsewhere, engaged and enraged and bloodthirsty, leading to the fall of nations in the natural world.
Oh,
so this is just her collateral damage. She's pulling out these forces just to help her husband essentially win.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she's putting these forces in the material world where people are like, "What the fuck? There's a legion of demons on her doorstep suddenly." She's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Despite their obvious synergy and success, Iggwilv and Graz'zt were ever wary of each other's machinations, and trust was in short supply between them, if it existed at all. Numerous enemies sought to drive a wedge between them, fearing that if the Dark Prince and the Mother of Witches were united, they had the potential to dominate the abyss layer by layer. Most of all these attempts failed, as the couple often held fast purely in spite, or purely to spite those that sought to sunder their dysfunctional bond. Like, they hate each other, but they're not going to let that get in between them, because fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
Until a demon known as Tuerni the Merciless finally broke the depraved bonds between them.
Okay, that's weird. So this is like a parallel to Fierna and Belial, it seems.
Kinda. Except
the demonic
for
version.
We're missing the ancestral part of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm... What I'm saying is
But
they love each other, but also hate each other.
Yes, exactly.
And they're more powerful together.
And they work so good together.
Yeah.
But they also don't want to.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So, to spite Graz'zt and obtain Iggwilv's aid with schemes involving her son Ayaz, Tuerni neutralized the magic that held Iggwilv in the Dark Prince's domain. So, here's the thing, is like, they were working together and all this other stuff is all that's true.
She's still a prisoner.
But she was still a prisoner.
Yeah.
Until Tuerni found a way to break that spell.
Some Stockholm Syndrome going on.
Indeed. This sparked a cataclysmic battle between Iggwilv and Graz'zt, but neither of them was willing to deliver a decisive blow. Instead, they each laid waste to halls of priceless treasures, slew favored servants and concubines, and traded venomous barbs and unholy tongues.
Oh, jeez.
Each
Okay.
held some of his or her power in reserve, calling their weakened states following their previous struggle.
Graz'zt, you better not break my pottery barn dishes. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You put my concubine down.
Yeah, basically. Eventually, though, Graz'zt finally granted Iggwilv safe passage from Azagrat. A host of demonic servants conveyed her research on rituals and amassed relics wherever she might go. As far as demonic separations go, this is as close to an amicable one as one could hope for.
Yeah, it's got to break bad.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if it didn't break
It'd be
bad.
weird if it didn't.
Do you think they got tired after all that fighting?
I think they were exhausted.
Do you think they took a short rest?
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe we should follow suit.
I think so.
Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Oh yeah. Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Oh yeah.
We've returned.
Indeed, we have.
We're back at it again, and we're going to talk more about demons and witches.
We are.
That's right.
We are definitely going to do that.
Thank you, everyone, for your support. I think we're going to do Patreon shout-outs at the end of this one, right?
Yeah,
We're going to
I
have
think so.
to.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. So thanks to everybody who supports us on Patreon. It really is the best way to support us, especially since AdSense does the stupid thing they do.
Yeah, basically, YouTube makes us no money. We keep doing it anyways because we love you guys. But yeah, yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
YouTube.
Let's get back to it.
Okay. Iggwilv remained in the abyss for a time after this bad breakup, and even tried dwelling in the adjacent realm of Hades for a time. But in her quest for absolute power, she had made too many enemies and underestimated their determination to destroy her. So she fled to other worlds and across planes to escape the worst of them. She eventually took a page out of her mother's book and sequestered herself in the Feywild, where she assumed the guise of an archfey and carved out a spectacular domain for herself. And this is where we get into the wild beyond the Witchlight. So if you are in a campaign right now, in this setting, you probably want to stop here because it's major spoilers ahead.
Yes, we are going to get into Wild Beyond the Witchlight spoilers.
Indeed.
So get ready.
Starting now.
So
Iggwilv the Witch Queen created the persona of Zylbina to hide from her most hated enemies. In the Feywild, she raised a magnificent palace and set about establishing herself as a benevolent archfey Zylbina of Prismeer.
Is it Zybilna?
Zybilna, sorry.
Oh, okay,
Zybilna. Of Prismeer. An avatar of mercy for destitute mortals.
Ooh.
Her closest allies, though, saw through the cracks in her facade, flashes of arrogance and cruelty that conflicted with her kindly persona, but they ascribed this behavior to the mercurial nature of archfey.
Okay. Like, we don't fucking get it.
Yeah, they're
We're
crazy.
not supposed to get
they're
it.
archfey. Exactly.
We never get it.
We never get it. Gradually, Iggwilv transformed into a fey creature in truth, though she outwardly still appears human. Her disposition has also changed over time as well. She has become less interested in personal power and more interested in exploring her fey existence.
That's crazy. She's like, I want to be a demon so bad. Like, because I'm a witch. I want to be a demon now.
Yeah.
Goes and does a bunch of demon shit. Is like, damn, I can't short rest down here. I'm going to go to the Fae. I can't long rest either. I'm going to go to the Fae and just, she just became a Fae creature?
That's what it says, man.
Yeah.
I don't
It's not like she did a Fae ritual or like absorbed a Fae creature or whatever. She's like, I'm Fae now.
So I do know that she did a thing where, in order to suppress her less than savory inclinations, she concentrated like her 6 worst personality traits and turned them, or either infused them into or made them into lower level demons called dretches. And she has 6 dretches that I think she keeps under her palace that are like represent her 6 worst qualities that
Great.
she has separated herself from.
Okay. She just has to like keep them in cages
She had
in her
a
basement.
midlife crisis, basically. She realized she couldn't keep like running with unsavory characters for millennia on end. She just wasn't getting anywhere. She's trying to turn a new leaf.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Exactly.
And if I'm Fae, then no one will also no one will know who I am.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly.
Okay, sure. That's some Fae bullshit if I've ever heard
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. So this seems to be where Wizards is leaving her character for the long term, as far as I can see. She's an archfey now.
All right.
During her immensely long life, Iggwilv was responsible for the creation and collection of many magical objects, and not just the Demonomicon. She has a vast collection of magic items, oddities, and personal mementos that she keeps within the Palace of Heart's Desire in her home plane of Prismere. Notable among these are a magical mirror that shows the individual gazing into it what they desire most in the reflection within. Which isn't that like the mirror of Harry Potter? What's it called? The mirror of
Idris something.
yeah, that one.
Harry Potter mirror. Let's go. Google that.
She has 3 jars of time that display the visage of a being at 3 different points in their life, a magical chessboard gifted to her from the Archmage Mordenkainen, and the Vorpal Greatsword Snickersnack.
Ira said.
There we go. One of Iggwilv's most wondrous and powerful items is her personal cauldron, an artifact that she crafted with the assistance of her adoptive mother. It holds 2 different forms and many magical properties, including the power to permanently freeze time for everyone within a 1,000-foot radius of it.
Okay, that's super duper strong.
Yeah, it is. Her personal library holds tomes that originated from across the plains. On her person, Iggwilv wears a robe of the Archmagi and an amulet of the plains. During her time in the Abyss, she wielded a staff of power.
By the way, 1,000 feet is 300 meters.
Nice. While Iggwilv was most famous for creating her namesake Demonomicon, she also authored the unpublished tome The Faceless Lord, a more focused study on the demon prince Juablix, and a famous study on all things arcane titled Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Damn, that's like, we didn't even talk about Juablix like at all. And then all of a sudden she's like, I wrote a book on that fool.
She did. But
I
she
looked
never
at that
published
fool
it.
for a while.
Yeah. Iggwilv was credited with a number of spells, most of which were described in the Demonomicon. Her spells included Dolor, Ensnarement, Exaction, Imbrew, Implore, Lover's Call, Minimus Containment, Tasha's Caustic Brew, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Tasha's Mind Whip, and Tasha's Otherworldly Guise, and Torment.
Yeah. So if you're using a Tasha spell,
It's an Iggwilv spell.
yeah, you can straight up just lift that tag off of it if you don't want that lore attached to your
That's
game.
true. That's very
Yeah.
true. Apart from the spells developed by her, Iggwilv was credited with the creation of Tasha's atrocious robe that was brought to Toril by Planeswalker Mintassin the Magnificent.
I bet he named it that.
He might have. The enchanted robe was among the wizard's extensive collection of curios from across the multiverse. And that's it. That's really all I got about Iggwilv.
Check out my atrocious ass robe. I made it myself. I don't think that's not what I would call it.
No, it's not what I would call it either. That's hilarious. But I do believe we have stat block to go over.
We do.
We have a current 5e stat block for Iggwilv the Witch Queen.
Iggwilv the Witch Queen.
Want to tell me all about it?
Sure. What's this little L for next to it?
Great question. I gotta look at it.
It's a
Pull it up.
it's a little octagon with, or no, that's not the shape. Hexagon.
Legendary. Is she a legendary creature? Probably.
Maybe that could be it. L for legendary. Well, I'll get started. Iggwilv the Witch Queen is a medium fae wizard, chaotic neutral. Armor class is 19. That's a robe of the Archmage that's on there. Let's see. Hit points are 255 or 30d8 plus 120. Speed is 30 feet. Strength is a 10, Dex 18, Con 18, Intelligence 27, Wisdom 12, and Charisma 23. Some pretty beefy stats. Saving throws, you're going to get a plus 14 to Intelligence, a plus 7 to Wisdom, a plus 12 to Charisma. Skills, Arcana plus 20, History plus 14, Nature plus 14. Iggwilv is immune to being charmed or frightened. Iggwilv has True Sight for 60 feet, a passive perception of 11. They speak Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Infernal, and Sylvan. It's a lot.
Well, she's very smart. That's 27 intelligence is nothing to sneeze at. So
Challenge rating is 20 for 25,000 experience points. That's lower than most of the Demon Lords, isn't it?
yeah, it
By a
is. I
couple?
think we can say she's slightly diminished since her heyday.
Yeah.
Now that she's gone Fae.
Less powerful, more confusing. That's what Fae is. Proficiency bonus is plus 6. We got a boon of immortality. Iggwilv is immune to any effect that would age her, and she can't die from old age, so she became immortal.
Yeah. As an Archfey, she's immortal now.
Okay, that's a good reason to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was effectively immortal before this. But
As a Demon Lord, you're essentially immortal unless you are slain on the plane, right?
Yeah, although she was never a demon or a demon lord. She just consorted with them.
Yes, and had their babies.
Man. Yeah.
Legendary resistance 3 times a day. If Iggwilv fails a saving throw, she can choose to succeed it instead.
Yeah,
Magic resistance. Iggwilv has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. This trait is bestowed by her robe of the Archmagi.
I just feel like she should have that, but okay. We'll say it's the robe.
Guess it's the robe.
It's that atrocious robe.
Well, no, it's the robe of the Archmage.
Oh, yeah, that's
or
true.
Archmagi. It's written differently in the stat block in 2 places.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, well, special equipment. Iggwilv wears an amulet of the plains and a robe of the Archmagi.
I'm trying to see if the amulet is like its effects are listed anywhere.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it? Okay. Cool.
Oh,
you could hover on it, huh?
Yes. Well, I didn't do that, but
Tell me.
it's okay.
Tell me
It's a
about
wondrous
this amulet.
item, very rare. Requires attunement. While wearing this amulet, you can use an action to name a location that you are familiar with on another plane of existence. Then make a DC 15 intelligence check, which this chick is definitely going to pass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
On a successful check, you can cast the plane shift spell. On a failure, you and each creature and object within 15 feet of you travel to a random destination.
Oh, shit.
Roll a D100. On a 1 through 60, you travel to a random location on the plane you named. On a 61 through 100, you travel to a randomly determined plane of existence.
You know, they say to never split the party, but this thing seems designed to split the party if you fuck up.
We're going to run 2 campaigns.
Yeah, seriously.
Since you guys can't schedule on the same every bi-weekly, I'm going to take this half on the first week and this half on the second week.
There we go.
All right. Actions. Multi-attack. Iggwilv makes 2 Bewitching Bolt attacks. Bewitching Bolt says melee or ranged spell attack plus 16 to hit, reach of 5 feet or range of 120 feet, 1 target. It's going to hit for 25 or 5d6 plus 8 lightning damage, and if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 22 Wisdom saving throw or be charmed by Iggwilv
Oh, shit. It's lightning that charms you. Shit.
until the start of her next turn.
I like it. That's cool.
Yeah, lightning isn't typically charming. Typically
No,
just murders
no.
you. Abyssal Rift, recharge 5 through 6. Cool. This is going to be fun. Iggwilv opens a momentary abyssal rift. There it is, within 120 feet of her.
Couldn't get fully away from her demons.
I know. I was like, don't talk about my past. Also, I'm just going to keep doing demon shit. Once you start doing, we know this. Once you start doing demon shit, there's no going back.
No, definitely not.
You can become immortal or whatever, but you're going to be doing demon. You're still going to be doing demon shit. Each creature in that area must make a DC 22 Constitution saving throw, taking 40 or 9d8 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. In addition, there is a 50% chance that 3 Hezraus that appear in an unoccupied space in the sphere. They act as Iggwilv's allies, take their turns immediately after hers, and can't summon other demons. There's that.
So Hezraus are challenge rating 8 each. So
That's
there's
pretty
3
good.
of these motherfuckers show up.
They remain. This is like the Headless Horseman creature. Which one was that called? From
The
2 Halloweens ago?
The Doulahan?
The Doulahan.
Yeah.
It's a fun one. Go check out our Doulahans episode.
I like that episode.
It makes floating skulls instead of Hezraus, but that's pretty much it.
Also, those floating souls are only like challenge rating 1/2.
Sure, but it serves the same idea.
Sure,
where
sure.
You want to kind of split up your adventuring party's action economy to not focus solely on one creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't ignore 3 Hezrau.
No, I mean you can, but you'll die. They remain until they die or until Iggwilv dismisses them as an action. Just get the fuck out of here, you goddamn demons. I don't need you anymore. Spellcasting. Iggwilv casts one of the following spells requiring no material components and using intelligence as a spellcasting ability. Spell save DC is 24. Wow. Plus 16 to hit with a spell attack. There's the magic. At will, detect magic, disguise self, invisibility, light, mage hand, message, prestidigitation, Tasha's hideous laughter. That would be weird if she didn't cast the Tasha spell.
Oh, she's missing a lot of the others.
I know.
Now, here's the thing. So the at will, Tasha's hideous laughter is at will, right? Can she cast it at higher levels at will, or is it stuck at first level?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it's stuck at first level.
Because if it's stuck at first level, why would she ever do this when she can fucking bewitching bolt?
Well, as like a flex on out of combat, I would think.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
you wouldn't disguise self in combat.
No. You're right.
3 times a day she can dispel magic, fly, and polymorph. Nice. And once a day she can maze, telekinesis, teleport, and wish.
That wish one's pretty wild.
Just cast and wish once a day each.
Yeah, seriously.
Telekinesis, teleport. Yeah, I think there's probably more to this stat block and this creature, if you will, in the story than just combat. It's not like you just show up at the end and you fight Iggwilv.
I'm pretty sure you deal with her in her Zybilna. You deal with her in her Zybilna form pretty early on, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of that. And I would assume that she can just cast any Tasha spell or most spells. This is just like I don't know. This is for the stat block. For the stat block, you're not going to put like a bajillion spells in the list. I would take some how you say liberties with this. Yeah. Bonus action. Phase step. Iggwilv teleports along with any equipment she is wearing or carrying to an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of her. That's a cool thing that
it's pretty cool.
Almost every powerful Fae thing can do.
Yeah.
Reactions. Negate spell twice a day. Negate spell is interesting word phrasing for this.
Yeah.
When Iggwilv sees a creature within 60 feet of her casting a spell, she tries to interrupt it. If the creature is casting a spell using a spell slot of 8th level or lower, its spell fails and has no effect. If casting a 9th level spell, it must succeed on a DC 22 intelligence saving throw, or the spell fails and has no effect.
That's pretty. I like that. That's good. That's a good feature.
So it's not counter spell; it's negate spell. So it's just not.
No.
It is using a reaction, but it's like her. It's
what else are you gonna use it on?
It's negate spell, not counter. I'm just blocking your shit unless it's a 9th level, and then I might still be.
It must succeed on a. So you have to succeed a DC 22 to punch through that 9th level.
Yeah, like
caveat.
if you're trying to do a restoration wish thing and like, man, that's a hard one to see canceled out.
Mm-hmm.
Iggwilv can, these are legendary actions, can take 3 legendary actions, choosing from the options below. One legendary action option can be used at a time and only at the end of another creature's turn. Iggwilv regains spent legendary actions at the start of her turn. Witchcraft. Iggwilv uses spellcasting or face step. Dark speech. That's cool to legendary action a spell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dark speech costs 2 actions. Iggwilv utters a phrase in a forbidden language.
Oh no, not that language.
And not that one. It's one we haven't listed in D&D yet. It's crazy. She utters a phrase in a forbidden language and targets 1 or 2 creatures she can see within 60 feet of her. Each target must succeed on a DC 22 Wisdom saving throw or take 11, 2d10, psychic damage and be frightened of Iggwilv for 1 minute. A target can repeat the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success and thereby becoming immune to Iggwilv's dark speech for 24 hours.
I don't like this one. I don't think it's that potent. For 2 actions... For the cost of 2 actions, and then like once they succeed, like eventually you'll use this on everyone in the party, and then it just won't work anymore.
Yeah, it seems like you can kind of I mean, it's powerful to take people's turns away from them.
Yeah, making them frightened is powerful, but like how many people are like immune to frighten or have found a way around frightened by this level?
This seems like something you do early in the fight.
Maybe, yeah.
And like you said, it's going to be less potent the longer the fight goes on.
Yeah.
So maybe do it early, take a couple of people that might be buffing or whatever out of the combat. Well, if they're frightened, they can still do buffs and stuff. So maybe you want the frontliners feared in a way from you.
Yeah, I think so.
The people that are getting the buffs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe you should spend, if you have a bard in the party, you should be buffing up, or a cleric or whatever.
Yeah.
Early. And the last thing we have here is Fey Beguilement, which is 3 actions. Iggwilv targets 1 creature she can see within 60 feet of her. The target must succeed on a DC 22 Charisma saving throw or be possessed by a Fey spirit.
Damn.
Let me just.
That sounds awfully like demonic possession.
I was just gonna say, let me do some demon shit, but Fey style.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how to put spirits into people. How about one of these ones? Confusing ass Fey bullshit. So while possessed, the target must obey Iggwilv's commands.
Nice.
The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, banishing the Fey spirit and ending the effect on itself on a success.
That's a good one, especially if you grab the paladin and just have him burn those level 5 fucking smites right away.
Oh my god.
On his allies, yeah.
That's
or
crazy.
Their allies, yeah.
Oh,
That's what I would do.
charisma saving throw on the paladin though.
Oh yeah, they've got high charisma. You're right about that.
Yeah, but like fucking with somebody else, like maybe you have a different.
Shit, grab the fighter and have them do their 4 fucking attacks on somebody too. That's also brutal.
Yeah, the fighter, the bard, the druid. Like, hey, fight this bear.
Yeah.
Hey, wild shape into a bear.
That's true. Or grab the wizard if you can, and then have him like just nuke the party with a level 9 spell.
You could turn it into. Well, I think a bear is a good one because you can turn the druid into a bear, make the druid turn itself into a bear, and then if they want to knock out the bear, it doesn't have like a extremely high amount of HP. It's going to cut into their base HP, and you're burning their wild shapes. Like that's not bad. You still have a fucking bear to deal with. You're taking away.
That's very true.
You're taking someone out of the fight, turning that action economy into your action economy, and you're burning resources. That's pretty good. This is a really interesting stat block. I
think so. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see this stat block go up against the Vecna the Archlich stat block that we just read a couple episodes back.
I think the Vecna one like wins hands down.
I think
doesn't
so,
it?
but it would be interesting to see them go toe to toe.
It would be a cool
but
fight.
I do think the Vecna one wins.
Yeah, especially if the Vecna
That
gets
Vecna one was like, I would consider it well written, but that's because it's so potent.
Yeah. You ever see a little knife action? You stab Iggwilv. You do a little stabby stab. Now she can't do stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what the knife did, right? Made people
I don't
not do
remember.
stuff.
I just remember the knife's name was Afterthought.
Yeah, and like Vecna does all their bullshit, and then it's like,
I got one of
I
these.
should stab somebody.
All right. Well, you got any questions or comments or anything to add to Iggwilv the Witch Queen?
No, I really like it. Even though it's kind of like, okay, I guess they're going Fae with it, sort of. You know,
it's like the first half of the episode we were just all demon stuff.
Yeah.
And then at the end, oh, by the way, she's Fae. Here's a stat block.
Canonically, canonically, she's a Fae creature.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it kind of makes sense.
I'm
like,
curious to see where she goes if they continue down this path. But there's a part of me that misses the old evil, like no compunctions Witch Queen of demons.
Yeah, now like she's like changed her appearance quite a bit again. And
as she does.
Now confusing. #Fae bullshit.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank all our patrons for voting for this topic, and I look forward to next month's Patreon voted episode.
Me too. It was a fun one.
Yeah. With that, we can get ready for a long rest.
Let's do that.
Shout out to Demon Gorgon. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the long rest. This is the part of the show where we say thanks a whole bunch to specific people this time.
Indeed.
Yeah, that was good. There's a lot of good returning Dungeoncast bits in this episode that I think a lot of longtime listeners will appreciate. So let me know which one was your favorite. The return of #Fae bullshit. We had some good Demon Lord mentions and drops.
We did. Some shout outs to some Demon Gorgons.
Some Tashas. Let's talk about people that help support us on Patreon and how you're making us live better. Thank you guys. We got the studio drywalled.
We did.
It's a work in progress.
Cost a fortune.
Yeah, it was expensive, but like it's definitely going to be worth it.
It looks great.
It sounds a little worse. Like we insulated and it sounded a little better, not perfect. And then now it sounds a little worse.
More echoey, yeah.
And so I have a quote out to get some sound treatment stuff done. And so we're doing that next, and we're going to make this into a legitimate recording studio. It's going to be awesome. And it's all thanks to you guys. And real quick mention to everybody. I know we've been hitting it hard, especially on next episode that we've already recorded, where we thanked you guys so much for supporting the Kickstarter that we did, based on Super Quest Saga. Yeah. That show has ended. It was amazing.
It was a good ride.
Thanks everybody. If you want to binge watch like a full campaign we did, that's available.
Yeah, it is.
The whole thing is there. And the consensus of the audience is that it's very good. Yes. And I agree.
Thank you guys.
So yeah, we're doing a Kickstarter, which is a campaign setting book called Starseeker's Guide to Drakenstar.
Yeah, which will be set in that science fantasy space opera setting. It's going to have all kinds of new player options, a lot of race options. I think we're doing like 12 subclasses plus an entirely new class.
Hell yeah.
So the class is called the Machinist, and there's going to be like 100 new monsters, all like more alien kind of sci-fi themed. But
Can people still get it? Or
I know for a fact that once the book is made, the digital copies will be for sale. As for hardcover copies, I would love to make those for sale. And
just depends
if we have that opportunity, I will make it happen for sure.
Yeah, you but as far as like the Kickstarter's now closed, so getting your hard copy is kind of walled off at the moment.
Right now, unless we can figure something out, which we might. But right now, that's not my focus. My focus is getting the book made.
Yeah,
so.
I'm gonna write all the elf stuff. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into the Patreon stuff. Thank you guys so much. I think we're gonna be announcing our yearly item coming up soon is gonna change, right?
Yes.
We probably
As a matter of fact, I wanted to talk to you about
that already.
Yeah, I have it in mind, but I knew I was forgetting to talk to you about something before this.
Yeah. Okay. I remembered an idea I had a while ago. Also, we'll talk about that after, and probably not next episode, but the one after. We'll let you guys know what it's going to switch out to.
Indeed.
That's at the $20 tier. If you guys are interested in that, I think this year it was a shout out to Demogorgon shirt.
Yes, it was.
With some special thumbnail art. All right, so let's get into it. We want to shout out. Here we go. Tracker Jack.
Thank you, Tracker Jack.
They've annually subscribed, William.
Nice.
We have Adam Derby.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Bethany Davis.
Thank you, Bethany.
Thank you, Bethany. Christopher McDowell.
Thank you, Christopher. Annual subscriber.
Matt S.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Mattis. Vime. They did several. Okay. Vime.
Thank you, Vime.
Vime.
Thank you, Vime.
Woo.
Woo.
Vime.
Thank you, Vime.
Woo.
Woo. How did they do this?
They started in at the low tier and then upgraded to the woo tier and then upgraded a little bit more.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Vime.
Thank you, Vime. Woo. Zephon Zyler.
Thank you, Zephon Zyler.
I haven't done air horns and it feels like a long time.
Yeah, everyone started going annual, man.
Yeah, thank you guys. It really matters.
It does. Thank you, guys.
Wade Gali Sgay We.
What?
It's
the first one.
Wade.
Thank you, Wade.
Hold up a second. And then they've went from bam 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 to.
Nice. Thank you, Wade.
Thank you. Let's see. Sorry, I lost my place. Oh wow. Joseph Messier, or Messier. I don't think it's Messier. I think it's Messier, as I've heard and pronounced it in hockey.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you a lot, Joseph.
Thank you. Thank you, Joseph.
Fuck, they annually subscribe so hard.
Thank you, Joseph.
The Last Mile.
He's back. The Last Mile. Thank you, Last Mile.
They're doing their thing again.
Oh, yeah?
Awesome. They're getting the shout outs in.
Thank you, Last Mile.
Yeah, you guys want to upgrade like $1? We'll shout you out again.
We will.
Dope. Paul H.
Thank you, Paul.
And also then they upgraded to annual. So thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
The Last of the Office. Othis? Othys?
I think it's Othis.
Othis. Last of the Othis.
Last of the Othis. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry there aren't more of you. XN.
Thank you, XN.
Thanks.
Annual subscriber, XN.
Patrick Lynch.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick. They're on here again, but we did them like 3 times. But thank you, Vime.
Thank you, Vime.
Woo.
Woo.
Dark Rabbit.
Thank you, Dark Rabbit.
Woo.
Woo.
In the Face.
Thank you, In the Face.
Thank you, In the Face. Gorgoth Shitfister.
Oh, fuck. Thank you, Gorgoth Shitfister.
Thank you, Gorgoth Shitfister.
My Jesus Christ.
I'll fucking say it. You write whatever.
Absolutely. That's too funny.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is a fun one to say. Doru Goramon.
Thank you, Dora Goramon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Caitlin Munson.
Is that a Digimon?
It sounds quite a lot like a Digimon because it ends in Mon. Let me just Google Doru Goramon.
It's gotta be.
Digimon is coming up so much on the show lately.
Has it? I don't remember it coming up.
Because it first came up with Jake.
Oh, okay.
Because he made a Leonin barbarian.
Okay.
And there's a Leomon, I guess.
Oh, okay, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Is a Digimon.
Gotcha.
I'm Doru Goramon.
We got to do our Digimon diligence over here.
I know. Are you guys going to make me get into Digimon? Is that what's happening? It's spelled a little different, but it seems like it is a Digimon.
Okay, nice.
You want to see it? It's like
Sure,
a big
yeah, let me
crazy
see.
dragon-looking bipedal thing.
Yeah, it looks like a Doragoromon.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And for our last annual subscriber, Caitlin Munson.
Thank you, Caitlin. Nice. Annual subscriber, Caitlin.
Yeah, please keep doing that. That's awesome. And that's everybody. So thank you guys so much for coming and supporting us. The annual subscriptions help a lot. And the regular subscriptions are awesome as well. All of it is good. And it makes it so that like we can live our lives comfortably. So thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate it. If you guys want to jump into Patreon and help subscribe, it's the best way to support us. There's now a new tier, which I don't think anybody knows about, but we're going to start promoting a little harder starting in the next few episodes.
Yep.
And it's the Omega tier. So you can come in at $5, or you can come in, kick in a couple extra bucks and come in at $7, and you will get our Super Quest Saga sequel campaign, which is nothing to do with Super Quest
The
Saga.
early version of it.
Yes, the early, the just raw recording of it, because I'm going to do a lot of sound design on this project, but it's called Super Quest Omega, and I am taking over the DM seat, and it's going to be a full-on, couple year long campaign here that we're embarking on. We've got player interviews, and I think I tried to post the world builder. I think that's on my to-do list for today, but that'll be in there.
Okay.
World building episode, and we're going to start recording episodes for that like
Next week,
I think,
Yeah.
or in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Something
coming up
really
here, yeah.
coming up really close. And as soon as those get recorded, I do a quick listen and chop them up and put them in the feed. So there will be prologue episodes in there fairly soon, like in November. We'll have episodes under our belt. So yeah, if you guys want to listen to that, they'll be coming out fairly regularly there. Every week or two, there should be a new episode. Yeah, we're trying to get through the recording of it quickly so I can have time to like sound design it on the back end. And then we're going to be dropping those on the feed after the current thing that's dropping on the feed is done. So that's everything from me. Will, do you have anything?
No, that's it.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful fucking day. Stay out of the fray.
Let's call it a game.
Call it a game.
The Dungeoncast.